Hi everyone, welcome to Have a Men Talk, and we have in the studio today Darren. Thanks for coming, and we're going to talk about his charity today. We're going to get straight into it. It's a very important topic. So whenever you're ready, mate, give us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing here today.
Hi everybody, Darren Keith here, former rugby player at Spartans RFC. I'm here today representing SRUK, a charity very close to my heart, which we'll explain as the questions come along today. Yeah, not a runner, but I am running the London Marathon next Sunday in aid of SRUK, which is a great honour and a great privilege.
I love it. Are you ready for it?
Yes, as ready as ready as you sort of can be. Going from say front row to retired to running, I got signed up to it by my wife, and I thought, I'll give it a go. It's one of those you never expect to get in.
She stitched you up, did she?
Yeah, the London Marathon is the hardest one to sort of get into because everybody wants to do it because of the landmark, which is understandable. And when I got the call from the charity, I thought, this has got to be a prank call. I thought, yeah, fine. So I went through like an interview stage where why I was doing it, reasons for doing it, what can I help bring to the charity to raise awareness, funds, of course, end of the day charities don't run for free, all of them. So gave them my sort of pitch, as you will. And then I said, well, we'll hear back from you. I said, yeah, no problem. Well, I'm not going to get this.
Yeah.
And then I was chosen out of just over 1,500 people, 2,000 people, I believe. So I must have done a good pitch.
This is it, must have. That's our guy.
Yeah. So once we got confirmed, we got confirmation in July. So I thought, that's fine, plenty of time, loads of time in my head. And then I went for my first practice run around about mid-July. I thought, let's go for a run and see how hard this is going to be.
How far did you get?
I'd done 5k and it took me just short of 40 minutes and I was blowing. Wow. But that's when I first started the sort of journey. I was 16 stone 10.
Yeah.
I'm now down to 14 stone 12.
Yeah,
that's
got me feel better as well. Like personal level, like I'm exercising.
Massive difference because my children are very sporty, so it's give everybody in the household a reason to, because everybody does the January diet, so it's like let's all focus on this a little bit. As much as I didn't want to, being a massive chocoholic and things, I thought,
especially today. Easter.
This is it. Summer holiday ice creams galore. I'd be living my best life. So now
one more week.
one more week. But I'll still carry it on after. Because it's changed me dramatically. Just I say the mental side of it, because going from a 5k run thinking I can't do this to then little stages, and then I done a 5 mile run. I thought, I feel fantastic. 5 miles, yes. And then I thought bigger. I thought, hang on, I've got to do that 5 times and a little bit more, and then it just dropped me again. I thought, I don't think I can do this.
They say of it, what is it, like 22 mile or the 20? There's a plateau in it, and then this all cycle. Then it's like,
they reckon a lot of people from mile 19 to 20 to 21, that's when they don't do it. That's when they just give up, because apparently at some point in London you go for a tunnel and it's the quietest you're on at the whole time of London. It's where the crowds are at the very least, and there's hardly anybody out, and that's like a little zone where it's just you.
I can see. Oh god.
And then you think,
I'm done now.
It's just you, because from what I can gather, as you're going, you got all the crowds cheering you on, and then all of a sudden it goes from really, really busy to nothing, and it's just you and your thoughts.
Start thinking,
and then that's when people give up. But in my head, mentally, I thought that's when you start realizing why we're doing it.
Yeah.
And for me, I finished my longest run last week, which was 20 miles.
Wow.
I've done that in 3 hours, 1 minute.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So, took me 3 days.
When I first started, I thought, you know what, I can't do this. And so I look at his little sandwiches. 5 miles. Right, let's do a 7 mile. I break it down to little increments, right? I've got to do 5 miles 5 times, but it's just 5 laps.
Yeah.
And then I started doing 8 miles, 10 miles. I thought, that's 2.5 laps. And all of a sudden, you think, you know what?
Staging it in your head.
Because it's a long way to sort of run if you think about it in them terms. But I just looking for let's get the first hour out of the way, nice and relaxed. I'm in my rhythm, a bit quicker, a bit slower. Let's go from there. And then I've done 10. Right, let's do the second lap.
Yeah.
Different sort of mentality kicks in where it comes to fatigue, fueling, and
are you obviously knowing that you have to keep fuel for the
so my fuel routine now is I have a energy gel before my stretches in the morning which is like a glucose gel just to help them in. A real good 15-minute stretch. Bit of water, about 200 mils of water, and then I'll have 4 energy gels with me and some energy sweets.
Okay.
So every 30 minutes, so I don't get dehydrated and things, I'll have a gel every 30 minutes.
Yeah.
30 minutes again later.
You carry these on the road?
I carry in my run. I've got a little.
Can you do that on the London Marathon? You can carry. Yeah. Okay.
You can carry everything. The only thing you're not allowed to really have go around the London Marathon is headphones that cover your ears.
What is that?
Because as you're running, you get the blue line, which is the athlete's line, which obviously I'll take.
Obviously.
It's in case stewards have to get past, in case further ahead of you there's been an accident or an incident.
And you got your headphones on.
You can't hear everything, especially with the crowd. So they try and let you have one earphone in, so you can listen to your music. Because I train a lot with music, and listen to different podcasts and things. So it's just that way. If you have to move to the left or move to the right, you're not,
of course,
focus out. So
well, most headsets or earphones now they can have like transparency mode, can't they? So that you can hear it and hear what's going on outside. So something like that would probably help. Yeah. Without me, I couldn't run without music.
Oh no,
my missus runs without music. I'm like, what are you thinking about? So I'm just clearing my head.
No, thank you. No, I have to, because with me it's a lot of rhythm. So I've got very old 90s emo music, just because of the beat. It's not so much the music, it's just more the beat. So I run to this. It's nice and relaxed. It's nice and easy. And then I just plod. Where I started on, I was plodding along. Where now I'm getting a little bit quicker. Well, I like to think I'm quicker from where I started. From where I started, I'm definitely quicker. But yeah, it's a long way. So I've always found breaking down to increments is the easiest thing that's worked for me. Now, 7 days to go. Wow. It's really got to settle in with me now, because of doing my running on my own, where I'm now going to be surrounded by thousands and thousands and thousands of people. It's got to be regimented. I don't know London at all. So I've got to go through the underground to get to the start line an hour and a half before. Yeah. Give him my bag, and then I've got to go to my zone wave where I'll be on my own then. Yeah. Effectively, because
business time then.
Yeah. So I've got to just game face. Remember what it's all about. Trust in the training as well, which is a big thing. I've been given a lot of tips, a lot of help from a lot of people that have done like ultra marathons, half marathons. Okay. And
what, as in like breathing exercises?
And not only that, it's when you start off, a lot of people, which I found, because I've done some local half marathons, I've done the Chepstow, the Bath, and the Gloucester half a few weeks ago. Everybody starts off at the beginning, so you get your zones at the front, so you get your hour and a half, hour and 40, hour and 15, so on forth. When the first lot go off, because they're used to running at a quick pace, the pace behind, we go. Everybody starts off really, really quick. Yeah. And I found that
excitement.
Exactly. You think, we've got to go. It's time to go. We done the Chepstow was when I first noticed that. I looked at it and I thought, I'll do 10.5-minute miles. Yeah. That's nice and steady for me. That's what I've trained at. And then I was running along 3/4 mile in, and I thought, this feels quick. And luckily, I looked at my watch. I was doing like 9-minute miles, just not short of 9-minute miles. I thought, I haven't trained for this.
What did you do then? Slow yourself down, or
I slowed myself.
You were happy with your pace?
I was happy, but I also thought, because it was my first half, I thought I don't want to not finish it. Yeah. So I thought, well, I haven't trained for this, but I thought if I feel fine, I'll just stick to what I'm doing. But so I eased off a little, and I thought, people can overtake me, they can overtake me. Yeah.
See, that's another thing as well.
It's accepting pride, because I'm very competitive. I look at it and I think, but I thought, forget all egos, think of the long term, because I'm using the half marathons as a stepping stone. Yeah. So it's all part of the training, and then as it carried on, I had my children watching me, so I'd see them at certain points. That gave me a massive energy boost. So I thought, right, hold this pace. They won't see me walk. They won't be seeing Daddy walk. I carried on. I'm dying inside.
Yeah, that's my. Oh.
Yeah, I'm running down one of the hills at the race course, and they're screaming their lungs out. I can't hear anything, but I know visually that they're there. So I thought, they won't see me walk. Yeah. Just focusing on the person in front, tracking them in, and I ended up beating my estimated finish time about 15 minutes. Which just felt real comfortable. Yeah. So I've done it in first half marathon was 2 hours 3. Which I was over the moon with. And I thought, wow, obviously I can run a half. Yeah. Fantastic. I felt good. I felt relaxed. Knew similar sort of experience what it'd be like on the day of the marathon. Okay. In what way? You got all the crowds, so half marathon, you got all like people do on a regular Saturday. If you told me 8 months ago, Saturday morning you run a half marathon, I think, no thanks. Anyway, mate. Days like today, nice sunny day, I'm gonna go.
And pub boys?
Yeah, exactly. Where a lot of people do a lot of 5Ks, 10Ks on the day, and then got your half marathon. So a nice good crowd. Probably around about 2,000 people at the Chepstow one. Yeah. So being in like the cattle grid effectively, right, so this is what it's going to actually be like, on a smaller scale, which was quite nice. Then went off for the day. The day was good. Weather wasn't the best, but everything that I'd been training for up to the Chepstow, I thought, right, I've got to get to this, make sure I'm comfortable, relaxed. Also trying things as well, like the energy gels,
Cartwheels.
Oh yeah, stopping was a big part. I was prepared to stop.
I'm going to try something today. Radical.
I'm trying to take a walk for a minute, just see how it feels. Because when I first started this training, I thought, you know what, I'm going to run, and I'm not going to stop. I'm going to run the whole thing without stopping. And I soon realised it doesn't work like that. Your body.
It's the lactic acids that it starts burning out. You can't get rid of it.
So if you're not fueled properly, which I've discovered quite soon, that if I'm just one of those quick stretch with the arms, right, off I go.
Yeah.
I'm 2 miles in and I'm thinking, I'm cramping up, I'm dehydrated. So I thought, right, let's start fueling properly then. Let's have water before.
It's really made you focus, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Like you just thought, go for a run, and you understand that the not just the psychological sort of mental anguish you like put yourself through when you're running, but the physical. Yeah. Knowing you got to breathe. Like people don't think of this, do they? Just think, you
go
just
for a run.
Yeah.
That was my exact mindset. Oh, I can run there.
Yeah.
It's just there. But when you say just there, then you actually start running, thinking this is actually quite further than what I thought. Because obviously, at the top of Huckcut where the lights are, where you get to the top shop lights, that's half a mile. Yeah. And I thought, oh, it's just there. And that's when I first started. That was my painful bit. So towards it, I thought, it's just there. And I was thinking, stop saying that. I should say it in my head. It's just there. But now I know, right, get to here. I've got half a mile to go, and I'm here and I'm there. Wow. So I soon realised, right, let's get fueling right, let's get stretching right. Let's get my body in a decent shape. Because there's lots of different types of fitnesses as well. Where I used to be rugby fit to an extent. Then you've got football fit. You've got golf fit. Well, now there's technically running fit. It isn't just going for a run, because obviously you get injured quite a lot, so you've got to make sure you've got the right footwear, which I've bought some Brooks pair of trainers over in Cheltenham. It's cost 165 quid for a pair of running trainers, but their lifespan is 300 to 400 miles.
Oh, okay.
So once you've ran 300-400 miles, if you're like a competitive runner, them trainers are no good after 400 miles.
Can't change the insoles. It's literally
it's all because all the support and structure to these trainers, which you go into different depths of it all. It's after it gets like 300-400 miles, it isn't as strong as what it first was.
Like the skeleton of the shoe,
the whole shoe. Okay. So the inside's like it caves in that little bit more, so it's not as comfy.
I didn't know that.
You're trying to pull your laces extra tighter.
Which you shouldn't be.
Because it's all got to be relaxed and nice and comfortable.
So how many shoes have you got?
So I'm getting the steps in. Definitely getting the steps in. But the fueling is a big part of it.
Because a lot of people don't realise.
No, and they say the mental side of it as well. When I was going through my 20-mile run last week, I thought, right, 2 laps of 10 miles going through, and at just some points, because I had a nemesis of like 16 miles. I've done 2 16-mile runs before.
You find that was your cat. That's when it started. Fault creeping.
Because I'd only done half marathon. I got to the half marathon, my first 16-mile run. I thought, I feel relaxed, I feel fine. A mile later, I thought, oh, this feels heavy. This doesn't feel right, because I'm trying to go into the unknown for me. And then I stopped at mile 16. I thought, I don't want to push too hard too soon. This was like 3 months ago. And then my second 16-mile run, I rolled my ankle at mile 14 and a half. Had to then, I just thought, I can't forget the run. And it took me 50 minutes to walk home. Kept my watch going. I thought, I've got to keep going. But it put me in a place where I thought this could happen on the day. Yeah. So I need to know how I can't just go, oh, that's it, and then just jump over the railings and then join the crowd and cheer everybody else on. So I had to focus. I thought, regardless of time and things like that, just get to the end, just get rested, get better. And when I was going for my 20-mile run, I hit that 16-mile mark. I thought, right, I've been to this stage now. I just got to keep the fuel going, and I put myself like a bit of a dark place where you focus on half a mile ahead. Why am I doing this? The reasons for doing this. And to me, it's very, very, very personal, because it's my daughter. So I thought,
I'm not being funny, maybe you ain't getting better motivation than that. No. Do you know what I mean?
When your kids are cheering you on, you do anything. This just goes to show. It's like old front rower now, soon to be, touch wood. Complete the marathon. Your kids give you that extra 20-30% at least. Yeah. When you need that little bit, and then it gets me through the hardest bit of the run where it's up a hill. I'm thinking, right, come on, let's get to the other. Pretend I'm racing the girls up the hill. Yeah. Meet them at the top, right, relax, control your breathing, get into another stage, and then just little things, little increments, like when they're babies, and the emotional side of it kicks in. And then the side of their face when the excitement when you see like when you finish a race and like they're happy. It's like when they come home from school, they've had a good day at school.
Yeah.
Something little. It's like the excitement. It's like that's what I want
Yeah.
to see on the day. And when I done the Gloucester half, I was going around. I could see them 3 or 4 different stations down at the docks and things like that. It gave me that boost. And on the finish line, the last 100, 200 meters, my eldest was there. So I'm running along. I thought, oh, they're down by the finish line. And she just popped out of the crowd. And she's like, come on, Daddy, let's go. And she ran the last bit of a race. And she wanted me, she beat me. I'll be honest, she beat me that day. I didn't have the energy to finish the last 100.
You're like, oh,
I was just, as much as
5 miles back on the
as much as I wanted to, I was I was the most relaxed I've been in the whole race because I thought, this is why I'm doing it. And then as we was going down, my youngest daughter, Edie, she was there watching me. I just give her a high five and come in. And that was the perfect bit to the race for me.
Wow.
It's crazy to think the power that they have.
Yeah.
To get you going that little bit more, that extra 10%, 20%.
I think when you look at it like that, is it Edie the one with the?
Yeah, Edie's the one.
So
with Raynaud.
When you know that is, like you said, it's personally affecting you, it can drive you, can't it?
Yeah.
Like I find when people like I spoke to a few people who've done London Marathon, and you're like, what are you doing it for? Like, oh, just something to do, isn't it? Like that's just I was like, well, what's driving you forward? And a lot of times it's like, oh, I want to do something that my kids will be proud of me, or do you know what I mean? Sensory, or they're raising money for charities and stuff like that. But always, if it's for someone else, I'm not taking away anything from it. But when it's personal to you, when you're getting to that 20-mile mark, that's gonna really kick in.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Your legs are gone. You think I'm doing this.
I don't want to say I'm banking. I know I'll be banking on it all because it's. Again, that's the unknown, but to see them at the finish line will be a massive. Hopefully, I'll see them as I'm going around, but the chances of that are
it's very slim. Mate. It gets very busy.
They've got like a route where they're going to try and see me, but I've said to my wife, message me when you're at say mile 10, left hand side, as you're coming up or right hand side. Yeah. So I know when I get
them to wear like a colour or something.
They're wearing the SRUK tops.
Yeah.
Again, white isn't the predominant colour, but they're going to have some banners and some noisy, something to try and guide my attention. So I did say to my wife, if you could give me as much notice because I can be tracked on my
of course
as well. So if you see that I'm at mile 7, doesn't matter if you're 3 miles ahead of me, just let me know where you are. So as I'm running past the numbers, right, mile 10, right, they're on the left hand side, just after 10. Yeah, and I'll just be looking.
You can track them.
Yeah,
I'm getting closer now, and that will draw you closer to them.
Right,
as well.
Let's get to them. I don't want them to sit around waiting for me and then getting nervous that something's happened. I want to. If anything, it'll probably pull me along even quicker. Yeah. Touch wood again, hopefully.
Touch wood.
Injury free.
It'll be fun. Even to be fair, even if you get to a stage if you can't run them or whatever, even just walking it around. Yeah. Like the fact that you've even attempted this, coming off, like you said. I mean, how was your fitness levels when you first started? Like okay, but not
terrible.
Well, there you go. So if you think in the last, less than a year, what you've done. How much weight you lost? 2 stone.
Just short of 2 stone, yeah. And it feels nice, like to the point where I've got to actually admit that I've got to go clothes shopping now because nothing fits.
Oh, tell me about it. I'm a medium now. Although I chucked a load of short, small clothes, and well, I didn't chuck them out. I gave them to the charity shop, but it's a little bit different when you're getting older and getting plumper.
You're more relaxed because you're relaxed because obviously you've done all your hard years of graft, and it's enjoy. You do all the hard years, so you can enjoy it with your family. Yeah. And you have the extra ice cream. Come on, kids, let's have extra pudding. It's little soft drinks and things like that. And then you think, well, I'm going to do this. Hang on, I'm not really in the shape to be doing any of this. Yeah. So then you get, but also it gives you a reason to do it as well. Yeah. Because it has sort of made me realise. I'm thinking, I seen a before picture before I started this, and I just look bloated. As happy as I may look, because again, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, you're comfortable. Yeah.
I want to be here 15, 20, 30, 40 years time. So I've got to think, let's think long term now. Yeah. This might be the kickstart that I needed to just monitor, enjoy the nice things in life, but maybe not as much as I was enjoying them. And then hopefully, my oldest wants to run a marathon with me later on in life. I said I'm one and done now.
How old is she now?
She's 8 this year. She's 8.
Well, another 10 years.
9. They can run it at 17 kids. I'll be high 40s then.
You'll be jogging. Man.
Yeah, I'll be walking.
You say that you'll be doing what's the New York Marathon next year?
Yeah. No, 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 definitely. I say definitely not. I mean, I always said I'd never do a marathon.
Yeah.
And here I am, say 7 days away. Your kids, you do a lot for your kids, and
But let's get into that. So obviously, the youngest, obviously with the, so I can't pronounce it. Is it? So it's Raynaud, Raynaud's, and Scleroderma. So before we get into it, why and how it came about, can you tell us a little bit about not so much the symptoms and stuff like that? So have you got any stats on the conditions or who it affects mostly? And do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it gives a
yeah.
little bit of info. So I didn't even know what it was. I didn't know what it was until you started it, and I looked into it.
It affects. It's mainly women. It isn't more common for women from mid-20s to 30s when it becomes more common.
Okay.
So women obviously they have them last minute developments in life. When they start getting to be mid-20s to 30s, that's when they start getting more symptoms. What's more prominent.
Okay.
So that's when they do a lot more tests when women get older. They don't tend to test children. They don't like testing children at all.
Mm-hmm.
But stats-wise, I think for Raynaud's, when women get into the mid-20s, it's up to about 1 million women a year that can be diagnosed from it.
Right.
Early symptoms.
Just in the UK?
It's in the UK.
Right.
And that's why they don't tend to test young. They'll just test later on in life. But for children, it's very, very rare. Very rare. It's a low. They don't like testing children at all because a lot of people, as they go through it, will either grow out of it.
Okay.
Because they don't quite know the condition why, but some females can grow out of it. They just, whether it's the heart or their body, because it all comes down to basically, imagine you get like spasm in your hand, like cramp.
Yeah.
Some kids can just shake it off, and it's just simple as that, and they get used to managing it without realizing they're managing it.
Yeah.
Where some can't.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
So is the symptoms progressive? Or is it sudden?
No, it's progressive. So it starts off with like pins and needles in their hands, and then eventually it takes a while for the pins and needles to go away, and then that's when the discoloration starts to happen. So what it is as you can manage it better, you try and notice it. So it's a case of trying to treat it before it takes effect.
Mm-hmm.
A bit like a cold. You sort of know when your children get a bit ill. Oh, they get a bit chesty. Let's start giving them a bit of medicine just to get rid of it before it happens.
Yes.
So with ED symptoms, what we do is we always monitor her temperature. She's always got a warm room. She's always got gloves, and where she goes to school around the corner, they've got little heat packs.
Yeah.
So you boil them up, and if she gets cold, especially throughout the winter, in the cold winter days, they just crack it. She puts them in the gloves. Always warm.
Yeah. Okay. Is that an ideal temperature, or is it just?
It's just normal sort of body sort of temperature because she can't sort of regulate her temperature.
Right. Okay.
For a prime example, if she's in the bath, the second she's got a nice hot bath playing with her sister, she'll jump out.
Cold air it
straight away within a minute, 2 minutes, she'll start going purple.
Right. Okay. What? Just on it, like fingers and toes, or
lips as well?
Any extremities?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where like with a normal child, as they get out, they're running around for 10, 15 minutes, trying to dry them and get them out. But with Edie, we make her aware as much as possible about it. I mean, she is only 3. She was diagnosed when she was 1.
Yeah.
So we're trying to incorporate it to Edie hands, hot, blue, gold.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, so is that good? Is it bad? And so she knows when she starts going cold and blue, go to memory of daddy.
Yeah.
Let's get it sorted out.
And how did you learn that? Or how did you learn? Was that trial and error, or did you have help from the charities?
We had help from the hospital. The doctor that ended up just diagnosing her has Raynaud himself.
Wow.
And he's the one that pushed it the most.
Oh, okay.
Because I brought him in, I showed him a picture of Edie. She was like a little baby, not normal coloured face, and then you looked at his hand, and her hand was purple.
Yeah.
He said, "When was this? A few days ago?" I said, "This was an hour and a half ago."
Yeah.
And he went, "She's got Raynaud."
Like, why? Just like that.
I was like, what's
Raynaud?
Because obviously prior to that, she'd been blue lighted to hospital 3 times in the first 6 months of her life.
And they didn't spot it?
Nope. Because again, they don't test it in babies. They just assume blue baby, she needs oxygen.
Yeah, of course.
But it turns out, well, doesn't she need oxygen? Oh, she's a bit cold. Oh, she's cold then. We'll put an extra vest on her.
Yeah.
Then. And then it turns out even in the summer, it's like, oh, hang on, it's boiling hot outside and she's still blue. So then we've gone back and forth. There's lots of uncertainty. And then eventually one doctor just went, we tested everything. And it's frustrating it is as a parent, because when you have, I said to you earlier, when you have two children, your first child, everything's the unknown. You don't know what it is. So you might go down to the hospital, oh, it's just a normal thing. But as a first time parent, you just don't know.
No.
When your second child's here, you're a little bit more relaxed. Oh, it could be this. You sort of self-educate yourself.
Yeah. You're not as panicky, are you?
Yeah.
You're like, okay, we'll get it checked out. Let's have a look. Yeah.
And then eventually you might ring 111. We're not quite sure. Let's just go for the sake of it. So we was always trying to learn and trying to figure out what it was, why she was going this sort of colour and things like that. And the worst was probably when she was a real baby. Well, my kids have always slept through. And
you jammy bastard. None of my kids have been like good sleepers.
No, Isla slept through from 2 weeks old. Edie was round about 6 weeks old. But of course, with Edie, when she's getting a little bit older, although one time she slept like 13 hours.
Right.
Of course, we've gone in to a room to wake her. Of course, purple.
You're panicking
straight away.
Yeah.
Give her a little nudge, and then she's sort of oblivious to it. She's also the colour starts coming back through. So then we're having to monitor. Yeah. For her sleep, and obviously make sure that her room's nice and warm. But then it's also the fact we can't get her too warm. We can't put too many blankets and jumpers, because obviously the child gets too hot. It's even worse, and then she'll start sweating. So we're trying to find the happy medium. But of course, children being children, when they're asleep, they kick blankets off. Yeah. Kick duvets off. Or they just bury themselves under their teddies.
Yeah.
So it's...
Unless you're literally watching them all night.
24/7. It's always been in the back of our mind, all right, is she all right? Is the house warm? I feel cold. And obviously my wife, she'd have the heating on at 26 degrees 24/7. Yeah. Where I quite like the cold. So I'm like, I don't feel cold. I said, but if I'm not cold, that's because and I start asking, are you cold? And it's just like, let's just put it on for a little bit. Let's just give the house. Yeah, let's just touch it up a little bit. Yeah. House is sitting at 20 degrees every day. Yeah. And it's just like, does it need to get any hotter? Oh, just in case.
British Gas loving you.
Oh yeah, favourite customer.
Oh, Darren, that you?
Yeah. So it's one of those we have learned as we've gone on. Yeah. And we're always looking for different things, because again, when it comes to sports, like we encourage her to swim, so we've got like a thicker sort of costume. So we've got to monitor when she's in the pool for certain temperatures and certain times. Yeah. So it's like, as much as we don't want to hold her back as a child, you want your children to try everything. But of course. She goes in, it gets to the point where lips are shaking up and where she's freezing. You got to come out, Edie. Yeah. She's like, no. It's like, no, you.
How does she know? Like when an episode's happening, how is she within like herself? As in, do you know what I mean? Like mentally, is she like, oh, it's just what I've got, and she carries on as normal? Or
she gets emotional, because obviously it can hurt her. Like, so basically with her.
So I was gonna say, like, so it's giving her pain.
Yeah, it causes her pain. Okay. So basically, when you get like pins and needles, you get that awkward. You just can't shake it. Yeah. That's what hers is like, but it can be a little more severe. It can be for longer as well. Yeah. So, but trying to get sort of effectively pins and needles out of a child, it isn't. So you got to try and calm them down. That way, you got to try and like say stretch her and move her about, and we just come on, you got to keep warm, got to keep moving, and okay, so she's 4 next month, so it is going to be hard, but she's gotten better and better as it's gone on. But again, most kids just want to play and just enjoy their lives. So
how does that make you feel? Like knowing like.
Saddened. It does hurt my feelings, because of the fact that
it's your daughter for one.
Exactly. And I want, like everybody else, you want all your children to be happy, you want them to be enjoying life to the fullest extent, like everybody else. And then when you've got to sort of hold one back a little bit, she is quite rebellious, but I know deep down that she wants to try these things, but she just can't, because unlike Isla and other children, there's repercussions. So we have to say, come on, Edie, let's do something else. We try and make a game of something else. So she thinks she's getting a little bit special treatment. I mean, she probably does get a little bit special treatment, but for obvious reasons. Yeah. But then again, it's hopefully as she gets older, she'll understand sort of why we've done things. And
well, that's what I mean, because you're driving in early. Yeah. It's going to be the norm for her, as opposed to thrust on her and go, all of a sudden you can't do this. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So how does the older one take to it?
She's brilliant, to be fair. She'll work alongside it. She'll make sure that she's got her clothes on. Edie, get dressed in the morning. You come on, let's get dressed. And she'll try and make a little game out of it as well. Or then it gets to the point where none of them are getting dressed and they're just running around, and we're getting stressed. But she's aware of it as well, so she knows that. Okay. If we're out in the garden, we're doing bits in the children's side playing, or vice versa. and then she'll always they're always playing together. She might notice something. She'll go, "Mummy, Daddy,
Yeah.
Edie's going blue," or "Edie looks cold."
Yeah.
She'll warn us. So as a family, we all are learning
That's
together.
good.
So she unintentionally is actually taking up extra skills that she doesn't actually know she might not need in life, but it's good to have.
Yeah.
And she can see it from a broader perspective as well, and that it isn't just run around, go crazy.
Yeah.
This affects your sister.
She's part of it.
Yeah.
She's taken to it.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, she's helped an awful lot, more than I'd actually realised until sort of I've been asked, because that's not the sort of question you probably get asked. It's like, oh, how are you guys getting on? Is Edie okay? It's like, yeah, you never think, hang on,
Well, that's the thing.
there's a third wheel.
Mum and Dad, you're doing it because it's natural to you.
Yeah.
Like, that's your daughter, you need to take care of her. But you forget sometimes the siblings, they don't understand what's going on. They're like, well, why is Edie getting more attention than me?
Yeah.
Like, but then when you involve them.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. I've never ever thought of it that way. I just I took that for granted.
Yeah.
That she's just adopted. Oh, whether I thought to start with, she wants to be involved. That's great. And then I think, hang on, she doesn't have to be involved. She can go watch her iPad or play with a toy, play with her Barbies. But it's nice that we have got that technical backup, effectively, that we know that our older sister will be there looking after her as well.
Yeah. That's got to feel nice.
Definitely.
Do you know what I mean? Thinking like, as a family unit, you understand the situation, you all deal with it together.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it falls on you and the missus to like the main thing. You know, you can't really like, like, oh yeah, can you make sure she has her treatment? Yeah.
Oh, we gotta go out. Yeah.
You won't watch it. Yeah, I've seen her. But the fact that she's willing to do it and she's spotting it at an early age as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So during the day. Mm-hmm. Does this like happen quite regularly during the day, or is this
again? It's all weather permitting. So like today, it's a nice sunny day. We've been out this morning, Easter egg hunting. We've still got extra layers on her, even though we've been outside. Because it's quite warm, it doesn't happen as much in the summer. Effectively, definitely lots more in the winter because it's miserable, it's cold, it's damp, it's wet. But when we do outside activities, we do normally limit them to about, say, an hour at a time, just as a precaution.
Yeah.
Not just because we think, well, if we can go out for an hour, have a good family time, let's go have lunch. Let's break it up a little bit more, purely to the fact that it's.
Can it happen quite instantly?
Is
it like a degree temperature drop and it's bang?
Yeah. So second, if you go from like a nice warm house, a nice warm car, and you step out, you think, oh god, that's cold. Like, even as an adult, you shiver your shoulders, but with Edie, it's like twice as much.
Yeah.
So
is it instant? Like bang?
Yeah. She'll
within minutes.
She'll feel the cold straight away. Yeah. Instant.
And the colour change.
So wow. Again, she's always got gloves and things on her pocket, so we just put them on there.
Yeah.
And we try and monitor it again as much as possible, but we don't tend to go out in the winter as much if it's going to be really cold. We just eliminate all them possibilities. It's not worth the risk. Let's do something else inside. Or if we do decide to go out, she's in her all-in-one suit. She'll have gloves on. She'll have spare gloves, spare clothes, spare everything, just in case. Even if she's got like an all-in-one that might be wet from like her wellies, we'll get that off. Fresh clothes, just because she's warm. She's in warm clothes, and it's just our way of just being, again, as a parent, being a lot more protective. You know what?
Just being prepared.
If you can eliminate it straight away, even if she might not need to change her clothes, but to us, that's fine.
As much as what's going on, you kind of forget sometimes that they are still kids.
Yeah.
You know, and you think, like you said, you coddle them, not coddling them. You know what I mean? Like you're looking after them, make sure everything's that. But there's that. I mean, all right. How do you and the wife balance what's going on to being as normal as you possibly can? Is it natural, or do you have to force it sometimes?
I think because they've both got especially Isla's got a very busy social life, where she does swimming every Saturday, she does brownies, and then also they go to the same school, which is quite easy. It's just like all the after activities, like the brownies, swimming club. Edie does sort of swimming. I think because Isla's always done something as a young girl. She's done gymnastics, she's done rugby, she's done kick. She's always been trying to do something.
Yeah.
So I thought, that must be the norm. That must be the normal thing to do.
Yeah.
And then when Edie come along, I said, well, we can't sort of do that, but we don't want her to miss out. And then one parent goes, what do you like, passing ships?
Yeah.
One goes one way, one goes there. See you later, and then you come back. Right, I'll go that way, you go that way. And then at some point in all that madness, I reckon to start with, we probably do force it to start with, because you want to give your children all the opportunities as you possible. And then after a while, it does become the norm. But then you got to sit back and realize, is it really worth doing all of this when they can just do one thing and then just simplify everything?
Yeah.
So with Isla's, she does her swimming and her brownies, and then she's got like, oh, excuse me, they want to try, she wants to try athletics.
Okay.
I said, so as long as it works in with your swimming and things like that, it isn't like an extra day that's taken away again, because then that limits what Edie can do then. So we try and do whatever activities you can on like a Saturday, and then Edie does swimming on a Saturday. So Saturday is our main. Forget seeing anybody. It's for the kids today. So yeah, I think because we allocated just sort of one day for we do all their activities. They enjoy doing them. If they don't like doing them, we do something else. We'll try something else. And then if we're both at home on a Sunday, then we'll do something just as us four of us.
Yeah.
Nice and relaxed. Try and calm them down because they've got a busy week ahead with school and preschool. Sundays is always our children. So I think we've got a nice balance now where kids will go off and do something, that's fine. But if we want to do something as a family, because there's on the rare occasions where Isla isn't swimming or Edie isn't swimming, but we'll just go out for a walk somewhere and go for a shop, go to the shops or something, and just even go to the park. Like where we live around the corner, there's a park there. That's if you ask Edie, that's her park.
Yeah.
That's because she can see it from where that's my park. I want to go to my park. Okay, let's just go to your. It ain't the best, but she enjoys it, so.
What about what? To take that away then. So obviously, strong family unit, having to deal with a lot moving forward. How do you find time for yourself? Because it's important to find time for yourself. And two, how do you find time for you and the wife? Because I'd imagine a lot of that's probably gone out the window.
Oh yeah, a lot. We at the moment, most of my free time is I got to go run. I'm training for this, training for the marathon. So I have to do on my program. I've got to do X amount of miles a week for different tempo runs and things. So for me, that's my sort of free time to get out.
Yeah.
Focusing on why I'm doing this, get myself physically fit, and then again, I've got my goal at the end, why I'm doing it. So I would say that's my sort of free time. Occasionally, I get to play the old round of golf if possible, very badly, but that's fine. Her sort of time to herself is she'll go when the girls are in bed. She will go out shopping to Swindon or just walk around B&M normally. Just walk around. That's like her little break from the children. Relax, break from me. I expect as well.
Yeah, well, it's important to have your own time to you dealing with a lot. Like it's as much as you obviously got a handle on it.
Yeah.
That stress alone.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Especially from birth, and I mean, what's she now? 4, 3?
She's 4 next month.
4 next month. So the last 4 years, it's just been constant stress, constant worry. On edge.
Yeah. Yeah, we that's I suppose that's what if I look at it now and go, you know what, once this marathon's done, I think one of the reasons why I want to keep the running on as well is just to know what I've got the little 10 minutes or hours it should be for a little run. Not only does it keep me mentally fit, it keeps me physically fit, physically active, and I'm out doing something. I'm not just getting home and just sit on the sofa.
Yeah.
Because then you get Craigie. Emily will carry on doing a little shopping sprees later on. It gives you something to just keep brewing as well. But
the Amazon packages just piling up.
Literally, they just throw it over the gate now. They don't even bother taking a picture. Just like, here you go.
All right, now.
But yeah, when it comes to times for just us, it's very rare that we have time just us two. We're child free. It's unless it's a anniversary meal or a friend's birthday party the other week.
Yeah,
they'll do sleepover. But other than that, it's very rare that I'd say half a dozen times a year.
Yeah.
Which, because I think it's because we feel that, because we get helped out a little bit from the in-laws or from my in-laws where they have the children and stuff like that. It's also like a trust thing as well, where it's like, in case something happens whilst we're out. Yeah,
that's I was going to say is I've got friends where their little ones have been quite poorly and as such, and it's I mean, you tell me from your point of view, but it's also that guilt of when you're being out the house and you and Mrs. are having a meal, just having a nice meal, chilling, and then that guilt pang sits in. Should be at home with little one.
Yeah, you sit, especially when you go out, you sit down. Every prayer probably says that. You sit down. Oh, this is nice. It's nice and quiet. It's nice and relaxed. Yeah, it's nice. You sort of say without the children, you think they should be here, shouldn't they?
Yeah. Do you think Edie knows the stress that you and mum sort of, do you think, obviously she's quite young, does she think, like, mum and dad really look after me? Like, but you always wonder with kids, because it's the norm for them, they live it.
Yeah.
So they don't understand what everyone else is feeling, do they?
No, they look at it.
Has she got an understanding about what's going on?
I don't think Edie would, because again, being at the age she's at, Isla probably, because she's nearly 8, she'd understand it a little bit more, but I also think that kids like to push boundaries anyway, so it's like,
that's natural.
Yeah, good days, bad days, they'll push and push and push just to see where it's going. But I think, no, I wouldn't say that Edie sort of knows the stress as it is, purely because I reckon in a couple more years' time, where again we're putting a lot on her effectively, she'll develop a little bit quicker because she's got a lot more responsibility, and Isla will pick up on that as well, hopefully, that they'll start understanding. But again, as you say, touched earlier, they are children, so we've got to, as much as we don't want to put the sort of let them, make them aware, you try and make them sure that everything's as normal as possible. This is life. In the background, obviously, it's like, oh, we've got to pay this, we've got to do that, or that was stressful today because of this, Y, Z. So it's, as a parent and as a grown up, as a father and everything, you try and keep everything in house, like between you and the wife, you and the partner. This is the boundaries. Any issues we have from this, stay back here. Open house, everything's all hunky dory.
Yeah.
But whatever goes behind closed doors, that's where you go through your extra conversations.
Of course. The tears. You know, that's the thing people don't see a lot of the time. And I few of my interviews now is I've covered quite a few sort of subjects, but one of the main ones that keep coming up was, again, what I said to you earlier about as a father, how do you deal with as a father, right? So as a father, there's a level of responsibility there. Okay, so if I'm a dad, I need to make sure my family's protected, blah, 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 right? But as a man, I know this might sound silly, but I think it's totally different from a level of being a father, right? Because a father is on the book.
Yeah.
But as a man, dealing with everything that you've had to deal with, as a person, you're looked upon to know the answers.
Yeah.
You don't know the answers.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, this is your first time living as well. And the stresses that you probably have that you can't talk about or won't talk about. How are you dealing with that? Or are you purely using your running as your way out?
I think as a man, you look at it, even though you might not know the answers to some things, it's a lot of fright. You know, I'll find out a way of figuring this out. Yeah, that's fine. I'll get this. Yeah, it's fine. You go in there, you haven't got a clue, but you're not going to be proven wrong. It's as a man, it's a lot. It's very egotistical, where I'm not going to be proven wrong. I can do this, even if it's like you're under the hood and you're still researching. Oh yeah, I was nervous today. Coming, I've got to do this. I've got to do this. And you said, it's nice general conversation. My wife's like, "What are you thinking it for?" I said, I just am. I said, because it's out of my comfort zone. The second you get out of your comfort zone, alarm bells ring, and it's just like, I'll do this. I think, I've got to do this, and it gets very stressful. And again, just simplify it. But yeah, I'd say from a selfish point of view, the running's helped me massively. Just to think, as much as I'm doing it for a daughter, you know, it's nice just to do something for me as well. Just so I know I've still got the fight in the old dogs effectively, because as we're getting older, I'm 40 next year. I'm not as young as I used to be. Then you start thinking about overall, where as a father's right, wife's happy sometimes, kids they're all right, they'll do. Bills are covered. House is good. The house.
It's always a checklist. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
The home is good, but if I didn't have to worry about the checklist and it was just that, I'm thinking, I've got all this to think about. I've got nothing. It makes you think.
It can be overwhelming.
Oh, definitely. Who's like, I know if I have an issue at work or having a bad day, I'll talk to the wife. She said, "What's the matter with you?" I'm like, "Oh, nothing." And it's like 2 minutes later, she'll sit there. She'll go, "Well, what happened today, what?" But if you're on your own and you haven't got someone to ask just that simple question, how's your day been? You don't get asked that, and you're just thinking, it just plays on your head an awful lot.
Charities that I fundraise for, as you know, Man Up. That's the same thing. Like, it's just a room for the guys. They only know each other from that room.
Yeah.
And they just open up and they just talk, and everyone's like, "How's your week been? How's your week been?" And everyone just goes round. If you don't want to talk, don't talk. Move on. Talk next week, or don't talk next week. Whatever you want. But it's just opening up. Oh, do you know what, I'm feeling this kind of way, and you're not trying to look for the right words.
Yeah.
You know, it's literally just whatever comes out your mouth.
Get it off your chest.
Just getting it off your chest. And one of the things I said with Andy is like, well, what are people going to say? The thing is, you don't have to say anything. You're not a trained counsellor.
No.
Like if I come and say, oh, Darren, I'm feeling a bit down. Mate, tell me about it. And I'll just open up. You don't have to give me advice. Just listening.
Yeah, that is the advice.
Just listening. Oh, I feel so much better, mate. I've got it off your chest. See you later. Off you go.
Yeah, definitely. And like you say, from that one sort of, how are you doing? Might be, oh yeah, you take the mix for 5 minutes. Oh, you know what? Because the fact is, you have. I would say you have to. That would break the first barrier. If you said, "Oh, how you doing, mate?" and then you rip him for a little bit, but then you ease up a little bit. You next time, right, mate, how you doing? There's no rip there then, because I think as a man, then once it'd be a say so then between say yourself and I. If I said you just how you doing, and I rip you for it, next time you say, how you doing? I think, hang on. There's general.
It's that breaking that ice.
Yeah, because then it's you know what. I'm good. I'm actually having a real good week.
Yeah.
And it's just straight then.
Yeah.
Chest puffs up. I feel good. I feel nice. Thanks, mate. I appreciate that. Have a good day.
And it sticks in your head.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, someone actually cares like me.
Yeah.
How would you say your missus is dealing with it take away from what you are as a man, as a father, how would you say she's dealing with it? Do you think she's dealing with it quite well? Or obviously you are a strong unit together because you have to for your child.
Yeah.
But do you recognise the people around you and their struggles? That makes sense. Like, are you looking around and going, right, okay, my missus needs a bit of time, or the eldest needs a bit of one-on-one, or
we try and look at it where, as much as we just want to say help Edie out, folks, we try and do something with Isla. So what Emily will do is she'll take Isla for like a little shopping. Again, talk about retail.
Yeah.
Let's go to B&M, and Isla feels left out if she doesn't go for that little hour or something, because to her that is her mummy time.
Yeah.
We do tend to do it when he's asleep, so there's no arguments. But
yeah,
it's just a lot simpler that way.
Quick, just get down B&M.
Let's go B&M. Let's go for a little walk. And we used to before. This was probably sounds even worse. It's like before Edie was born, I used to spend a lot of time with her, just me and Isla, 1-to-1.
Yeah. I'd
pick her up from nursery. Emma would be working long day, so we should be gone from Tuesday to Wednesday at work. So I'd drop off at nursery, pick up, just me and 1-to-1.
Yeah.
And we had a real good bond. Really, we still got a great bond now, but I haven't sort of had that sort of time with Edie just yet.
Yeah.
Because of I think with everything else going on.
Because you've had to focus on the treatment.
So when Isla was like M-Touch, she always makes comments of when I go shopping. I used to get Isla like a little outfit from Tesco's or Morrison.
Yeah.
Like, I've never really done that with Edie because to me it's just an outfit. It's like right, let's focus on problem A. And the only time I really I've had to spend time with Edie, I've got to take time off work and I've got her for the day. And we'll always go up to like Mitchelhampton just to see the cows and have ice cream because that's what she wants to do.
Yeah.
Fine. And we don't tend to do many one-to-ones with each other as a family. We just do it all as a family just because it's easier. And
you know that's beautiful. You know, you as a family, like I mean, what about like the external family, parents? Like, is everyone
the in-laws? Like my in-laws spend a lot of time helping out because they're very hands-on. Like Emily's family is a very close family where cousins will always go around cousins' houses and all have a Easter party. Their family is very, very close. But my family isn't really close at all.
Are they quite clued up on?
Yeah, they're very supportive as well, so they're understanding as well, and they're always because they've always grown up. Emily's family as like summer holidays, they've all grown up as a big family together, all around Nanny's and Bambi's house. That's what's happening in this sort of generation.
Yeah.
So I think the way I look at it, I think because I didn't have that as a child growing up, effectively like families sort of staying together for summer holidays stuff like that. To me, it's weird.
Yeah.
It ain't normal for me.
Yeah.
Where like Easter Sunday or as it is today, they all buy like little presents and stuff like that. To me, I'm used to just an egg.
Yeah.
She's like, oh no, we'll do this. I'm like, that ain't normal for me.
Yeah.
So I'm still sort of learning. But her outside of it, like I said, the fact that
it's good though, isn't it?
They all. It's fine. They rip me for it. They call me common. I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
I am what I am.
Yeah.
I ain't changing for nobody. I say it as it is. But support-wise, outside of our little 4 bubble, we got quite a lot of support from
Good.
her family, and
Yeah.
her sister step up. Her mum steps up quite a bit and help. So yeah, we have got a good safety net around us just
Good.
to make sure that it's managed
Good.
well effectively, and make sure. I mean, we always ask how we're doing, and yeah, everybody's fine, everybody's good, everybody's crazy.
Yeah.
The kids aren't changed.
Yeah.
We're getting older, we're getting stressed, but it's
Obviously, you have core friends. They know the situation. Are they? Oh, stomach trouble. Are they quite understanding, or is there a few of them? Obviously, they are understanding. Is there a few that just don't understand what's going on, and they're like, "Dad, what the hell?" Like, oh, just come out, innit? Or like, do you know what I mean? Like, is it that not ignorance?
Yeah, it's uneducated.
Yeah.
Effectively, yeah. They know this current the situation that's gone on with Edie, and like that's priority number one. So we look at it that way, and I think it's just got to the point now where it's especially with the cost of living and everything. It's so expensive just to go out, and we look at it and go, well, we could go out and as a couple, the children would be at the mother-in-law's having a sleepover. We'd spend 150 quid, whatever, 100 quid a night out, and then we'd look at the next day. We could have done this with the girls, and then friendship meet and stuff like that. It's like, you know what? We'll meet up, but we'll meet up for like an hour or two. We're not going to go out for a nice meal, or whatever.
Yeah.
Because that finances can then come on, girls, we're going out for the day, and that's again a bigger part about say growing up and responsibilities is you have to work at some point. And then about when I first grew up, it was Monday to Friday at work, Saturday on the last Sundays, Friday on the last Sunday sessions, midweek sessions, and now it's like, right, let's go something to eat.
Got a swimming club. Got
Prime example.
When Edie was diagnosed, how did that make you feel, knowing that you can't do anything?
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, made me feel real small, purely to the fact that I can't. There's nothing I can do apart from educate myself a little bit better, learn as much as possible. Still learn to this day what works for her, what doesn't work for her. Because what also doesn't help is obviously she's got a fish allergy as well.
Okay.
Which we didn't learn until later on.
Okay.
So it's when then what's this? Oh, she's allergic to fish. Fantastic. So we then got to put different. Like some do meal preps and things. So Isla's having this. We're having, let's have salmon tonight. We can't because Edie can't have salmon. So right, let's do something else for dinner for Edie. So it does make you think how much you've really, really, really got to be switched on your game. And yeah, it ain't as easy as what it looks effectively, and it's a lot. It makes you feel helpless, thinking like I can't. There's physically nothing I can do. I'd give my arm so much. I'd do anything.
Of course,
for I'd give everything. And when you know it's out of your control, all you can try and do is help them and educate them as much as possible, as well as yourself, and look and think, right, hopefully something for them clicks. And with ED, if it becomes a norm, it becomes a norm. Great, fantastic. Isla's learned from it as well. So straight away, there's 4 new heads that are on it, and then she might be able to tell her friends. Like obviously the school know the situation about it as well, so we've got like a fail safe at school, so they all sort of know the scenarios. And so we're hoping as she gets older, she discovers new friends, and then she'll be comfortable talking about it as well, talking about her symptoms. So hopefully again, then it'll be 3 of her friends or a new class might. Oh, Edie, you okay? Then that way it's a bit more relaxed for us because she's been monitored at school a lot easier. Some of her friends are looking out for it, and then as she gets older, we can not take the foot off the pedal. We won't have to worry as much because she's managing it herself, where we can just ease off.
But not only that, what you're doing at the same time, you're raising awareness.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, you're doing this London Marathon, like that's like a singular event. Like, wow, look at me, look at me, look at me.
Yeah.
But every single day that she's at school or out in the world, it's like, oh, I have this. Oh, what's that? Oh, they go home. Oh, right. And do you know what I mean? It's things like that, just raising constant awareness just by doing normal things.
Part of the stipulations, the terms for the being accepted by the charity, I had to raise £2,500, which is obviously like covering costs to help for research and development and things. So I said, yeah, that's fine. I'll help raise it. So on the build up to the marathon, I've organised some events. So I've done a curry night at my local rugby club. Yeah. I messaged you, said, oh, what's the best tip to try and get donations for raffle prizes? And you said, oh, local businesses. So I reached out to, I must have sent about 500 emails. Yeah. and
2 emails back.
Yeah. So, what you said, local business, I approached every local business, hairdressers,
Yeah.
massage companies, tattoo artists, facial people, everything. And all the local businesses, I knew a lot of friends from school that started their own business, and they were very, very generous. And then on the curry night, a big raffle. It was held at the rugby club. There was like curry on the night, loads of raffle. Repeat that about 4 times.
I'll edit it out. Don't worry.
Obviously, at darts and that, so just anyway, raising money. I think on the night we managed to raise £1,400 on the night.
Wow.
£1,400 on the night, which was, I was buzzing because I managed to raise about 800 just by GoFundMe pages on Facebook and things, and then the wholesalers MKM in Newent, I'm very good friends with them there. They pick a chosen charity every year for like an event that they do, and they held a darts night in December, and they'd chosen my charity to help raise money. So it was an unbelievable night in the end. I think we raised £550 on that night, just from one night of darts. Good social event, a lot of awareness, because people were like, well, what is Raynaud?
Again, it's that
going through it. So we're speaking about it, and people, oh yeah, and then obviously I've got pictures of Edie going around for like the QR code and everything, just to again raise awareness. And the amount of people that say, oh, I have that, and it's like women in their 40s and 50s come to, oh, I've got this. Oh, before you realise that you're not actually alone in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And we just finished a raffle for a solar PV system. The draw was done yesterday. It was meant to be done on Friday, but
who was the lucky winner?
The lucky winner was someone called Will Ferrer.
Will Ferrer. Well done.
1 ticket. That's what they purchased.
1 ticket.
And they've won a £6,000 solar PV system. Unbelievable. But again, you got to be.
Who donated that?
GSM donated that. Very generous.
GSM.
So they've
GSM.
So I think as a combined total, I think we've raised just over 6,000.
Wow.
So I've smashed my 2,500 target, but the most important thing is raising as much awareness that I didn't realise was as common as I thought with some, like, especially say the old women, because that's when women start getting tested for it. So it was nice to know that, you know what, oh, my daughter's got that, or my granddaughter's got that, or my mum's got that, and it's thinking, hang on,
it's taking the stigma away of
we're not alone. We're not alone in this, because Gloucester, as you know yourself, is not really a massive place, but everybody always knows somebody that knows somebody, and to hear that we've known about 12 different people that so and so's cousin, her daughter's got that. Didn't know that. And then people that don't know, that want to know, they, again, like you say, start researching it.
Have a little look before you come over,
and it's nice. That's our main thing. It's like always all over social media. I'm not really much of social media, but I'll plug it and I'll put as much as possible. For fact, just zooming in then. And I always tag the charities on all my events that I do. So their social media grows from it, and obviously they'll like it, they'll share it. Again, just to help raise as much awareness as possible, because as a charity, we're a very small charity. We've only got 4 runners in the London Marathon, 5 runners in the London Marathon, and I think one of them comes from up in Scotland. I would like to say Edinburgh, but I don't think it is Edinburgh, but up Scotland. So you got me in Gloucester, and then there's 2 others, I think, around London area.
Are you in contact?
We've got a WhatsApp group, so we're putting through ideas so they can help their fundraising to help raise as much money as possible for the charity. And I think the last time it was up to like £14,000.
Wow!
So the charity at Valley has done a very good. Well, I'd like to think it's a very good fundraising scheme for the London Marathon, but the final numbers will be confirmed.
That's brilliant.
So
that's brilliant.
Absolutely buzzing with that the charity's done well, and
makes you feel proud, all of you.
Definitely, and this hopefully we'll be able to, because they're all around Britain. You're never going to really see them, so we're hopefully going to meet the day before the marathon and have like a team photo at the Expo Arena and things. And hopefully, I say we've raised enough awareness to get it round that people understand a little bit more and realise,
that's brilliant, mate.
So that's massive for my. Well, I don't want to say seem selfish, but that's a massive boost,
mate. Honest truth, and I've said this the same thing to a couple of people now. As men, we don't like patting ourselves on the back. No. It's I've raised £1 million. It's all right.
Yeah, you shrug it off.
Standard, mate. You know what I mean? But, you should feel proud. That's amazing. All of you should feel proud. Everyone, every day, if you affect someone's life by just one person or whatever, like, I've done a good thing today.
Yeah.
But we just can't do it. As
No.
men, we're like, oh yeah, I've done all right.
Yeah, put yourself down a little bit. And
yeah,
it's just like,
you downplay your achievements.
and the thing is as well, that summer money got that £14,000, hopefully it's more. That could be the key bit of fund that clicks the research and hang on, we've got something else here now, and then
exactly
it opens up that whole world. So I've never really been one for sort of like say fundraising because but now I had a reason to do it, and I thought, you know what, let's make it. If I'm going to try and make a difference, I want to make as much as possible to help raise as much awareness, money along the way, because then effectively, as Edie gets older, it'd be a lot more knowledge out there about it, a lot more research, and then I can feel more relaxed. Now, you know what,
Play my part.
I had a big part in that. Yeah.
With the charity, do they have support groups and stuff like that, or is it just purely what you're raising money for the research?
I think it's for this. I think from my understanding of it, it's through the research that they're doing, and there was like because we are such a small group, we're not like massive. It is more for like research development and a bit more awareness, and then hopefully start getting bigger. Sort of, I guess, be a centre effectively.
Okay.
Or people posted extra to then start again open up for different events because. Apart from what we told from the expo arena, our table is literally going to be where you got some like you got kidney. I mean, all great charities. All charities are great charities, but some are obviously a lot bigger than others. And I feel that because obviously we're like a small charity, it isn't just all about the big ones all the time.
Of course,
there is a lot of small charities and a lot of unknown that people because the publicity isn't there because they can't afford it at the end of the day.
Of course,
everything costs money.
Yeah,
and the little ones are the ones that we've got to be remembered as well.
Yeah,
because everybody needs help.
So if someone at home is watching this now and they think possibly that their child's got Raynaud's, what's the other one?
Scleroderma.
I've
practiced that quite a few times.
Scleroderma. So if someone's at home and they think possibly their child has this, obviously you, like you said, you've blue lighted a couple of times, and then the doctor spotted it. What advice would you give to them to get diagnosed?
First of all, trust your gut as a parent. You know if something's not right with your child, trust it. And with the Raynaud's, if you want to get tested for that, on their website there is like a small checklist that you can go through, so you can get a rough idea if you do have
symptom checklist.
Basically. So they'll go through that. But my only concern with that would be it's a bit like if you go on Google.
Of course.
I've got this, and all of a sudden
you should be dead.
3 weeks ago.
How are you still writing? Yeah.
So I'd always feel, for the sake of an hour or two in A&E, it might not be an emergency in other people's minds, but in your mind, you want to know what's wrong with your child or yourself. Just get it checked out. It doesn't hurt.
What is the testing process? Is it blood?
It's like blood. So it's basically just a bit of blood.
Blood test.
We'll take it out, and then they can go from here. Because then it's the same with anything in chest, like kidney failure and things like that. So it's quite amazing how much knowledge you can get from blood. So
nothing too intrusive.
No.
If you're worried about it, check out the symptoms, and if there's something in there that you think, actually, what would you then say? Go down A&E, or would you book a doctor's appointment in? Depending on how severe.
Depending on how you felt. The problem is trying to get a doctor's appointment as well. Of course, one thing you've got more chance of being checked at the hospital.
Okay. Is the symptoms for an adult very similar to a child, or is it more extreme in the child?
I think it's more extreme as an adult because obviously Raynaud's is the starter stage of scleroderma. So basically, it's like arthritis.
Scleroderma is like the hardening of the skin.
Hardening skin, but eventually it can lead to like finger loss, amputation.
Okay.
And it can lead to death as well.
Okay.
Real severe.
So the blood vessels, it can disappear almost, can it? Is that what?
Yeah. So basically, you lose all like tenderness in your fingertips and things like that.
Okay.
Does
it quite lead on to scleroderma? Is it quite a common?
So basically, it's early stages of scleroderma, very very early stages. Raynaud's is, but that's why I say some people can grow out of it, some people can't. So I think if you can't grow out of it, from what I'm understanding, is that you monitor a bit more, but then it could lead to again scleroderma, where you really affects where you can't grip anything, and again that's where could cut the fingers, and the fingers could lead to your hands, and then it does track from there. Then so it's
And that's the telltale sign, like the hardening of the skin. A lot of people might confuse that with arthritis and not being able to grip.
It can lead to a form of arthritis as well.
Okay.
So,
but it's the hardness of the skin.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. And like I say, it's just like silly as it is, like a bit of discoloration in your hand. It could be something simple. It could just be like I say, it could be like feeling low, like your blood levels, but it's something in your body's happening for a reason. Keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
Check it out. If you're still not sure, just get it checked. It's better to be safe than sorry, and sorry you weren't safe at the end of the day, because that one visit that you didn't think was important turns out,
you've left it too late.
Yeah,
could have been dealt with
6 months ago. You thought about this. Why didn't you just go in for a little visit? And like you say, 6 months is a lot of preparation, effectively, for sorting something out early than thinking, hang on, if you're a bit late, you're at that stage now where there's nothing we can do, or you have that sort of fighting chance. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Yeah, but
so you're not lucky, obviously, but you're obviously lucky in a way that because it was very early.
Yeah,
it was like you could tackle it pretty much straight away.
Yeah, we found out what it was, and we thought, right, we'll do as much research as possible, and then you're aware then, aren't you, what it could be? Because otherwise, it's always doubt. You're always sort of second guessing yourself. You're always looking at it thinking, oh, it should be fine. It's just a cold day, or But now that we know what that she's got, let's say Raynaud's, we look at it and go, right, this
you go straight there, and then you work down.
Yeah.
As opposed to going
because by the time you get halfway, symptoms can get worse.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you start panicking, and you could miss a step. You could do. We just go straight to the top.
Yeah.
Right, we'll work down. This is worst case. Right, work down. Oh,
it's there.
It's sorted now. Here we go. Right, let's just manage it from here.
Yeah. That must be quite tiring. Like obviously you're doing it because your parents, and you're gonna do it. It's natural, but it must be quite emotionally tiring having to deal with this every day.
Yes, it is. It does mentally take its toll, but again, I think because it's I don't think I could do it, being honest, if it wasn't for my child. Like someone else's child, I'd try and help out, and then I'd try and learn what was going on. But if neither of my children had it, I wouldn't know about it. I'd be one of those people who go, oh, what's Raynaud?
Yeah.
What does it lead to? Oh, does it? Oh, okay, didn't know that. Because a lot of people were sort of blinded by, again, we got our own groups where this is my problems, what their problems are, or something. Because I don't know what's going on in that world.
Of course.
My world is here, so I'm focused. Oh, let's do this. Their world could be going back, forth, up, down. Because we don't know, we focus purely just on ourselves.
Yeah.
Again, as a selfish point of view, as a group, they say we have to be for ED's sake and making sure everything's sorted. But some of the families could be going through the same situation. Hopefully, with all the social media posts out that they've seen, it might bring two families together because then you can both go through what's worked for them, what hasn't worked for us. And again, it is sort of like trial and error where, this didn't work for us, but this might work for you. And this sort of symptoms, you try and do it this way. Again, it's all a learning curve. It's because some days you don't always feel on top of the world. Some days you do, and it's she hasn't reacted to this, but this worked last time, and that's when another fear could technically kick in, because what our norm would be, hang on, this isn't working now.
Go adapt.
Let's just do this. You got to always sort of be on your feet, thinking, right, let's try this, let's try that.
So once this marathon's run and you've raised this money, then
I don't know exactly what questions coming.
What then?
They do reckon that after you've done a marathon, there could be like a sign of depression. I think it's because I've been building this now for 8 months, all this training, all this goal, everything, and all of a sudden after Sunday, that's it.
Yeah.
There's no more fundraising. There's no more real focus.
You've been militant. Your diet, your training, your all this, and then all of a sudden it's like, right, now what?
What they reckon you should do is try and plan like another event to keep you mentally strong, keeping you going. But as much as I do want to plan another event, so I won't plan a marathon like anytime soon. And I'll probably look at little halves, say 30 miles, still quite a lot. But then I also look at it and think, you know what, let's take a step back, because I have focused quite a lot on the running side of it. I'll take my eldest out for a little run. She'll come for a little run with me. She was part of one of my program run-ins.
She wants to do athletics,
Yeah.
actually. So
So
good start.
a little 2 mile run. She was happy. She was out with me. A little 1-to-1 time, which was quite nice, and it did make me proud to see her running and how determined she is. So I think, you know what, I'll take from that. I'll take her out on a few more runs. I haven't got to do like this. Like she's always, I said, "Oh, come for it's only 5 miles, Dad." I'm like,
Yeah.
she said, "Love, 5 miles is quite far."
Yeah.
I said, so I will be focusing more on taking her out and then not pushing her towards something that she might be comfortable with.
Yeah,
some
yeah.
further goals for her. But I will look at another event where it keeps me focused again, but I'll also not as focused, where I can focus a little bit more on Edie and my family, and then try and incorporate so we all do an event together maybe. Because then, what I say, it's we're stronger together than we are fighting against each other. So if we can do something as a family, as a four, then that's something that I'd probably look at doing, to try an event like that.
Do it.
But maybe have Edie as a supporter because she's not very athletic compared to Lila.
Will you do one more run before Sunday?
I've got a run this afternoon. I've got a 10 miler to do today.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So.
And then that'll be it?
Next week, I've got 2 little runs.
When's the last day? What's the last day?
My last running day will be Thursday.
Okay.
That'll be like a 5 miler.
Okay.
Little 5 miler.
I was going to say, if you hadn't trained up by now, you've got no
this
chance.
is it. They say when it comes to like the tapering, you wind down like 25%, 15% as days go by to reduce injury, because your fitness is there.
I was going to say, that's there. You just don't want to do anything silly now.
Just maintain effectively and just trundle along.
Right.
And then I got 10 to 12 today, which will be about an hour and a half, an hour and 40. And then 2 5-mile runs, and that's it. 3-4 days of rest. Oh. Big day.
Well, donate what you can. Follow the link above. Please, by all means, have a little click and donate. I do that now, so I Photoshop it in after. It always looks weird. I bet you're thinking, what's he doing?
Pointless. Should I do that?
Donate to the link. I don't know. Right. Okay. So that time of the interview.
Yeah.
I bet you've been waiting for this one.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So we had Rory in the studio a couple of weeks back, and Rory had a question, as always, for the next guest. And Rory's question was, do you think the USA will ever release the UFO files?
Personally, no. I don't think they will.
You don't think they'll ever let on?
No. I mean, Trump's released quite a few lately since he's gone in.
Yeah.
But that's the sort of thing there. They'll never give that up.
Do you think people would lose their mind?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
I don't think it's that information that people should have.
Yeah, there's some things that we need to know and need to be told. That is one thing we do not need to worry about.
Yeah.
But it does sort of ponder the mind. Why are they spending so much money to send somebody into space, and they are researching what's on this planet already?
Yeah.
Because we've only discovered, I think it's 10% of the ocean.
Yeah.
There's a big ocean out there.
Have you seen one that's like this pitch black down there?
I used to do open water scuba diving.
So no thanks.
Got my license up to about 30 meters I can go down to, and then you've got to do 10 dives at 30 meters, and then you can do your open water test for 40 meters.
Right.
And then 10 dives at 40 meters, and then you've got to double tank it, and then literally the sun only goes so far down.
No thanks.
But it's
no thanks.
Disorientating, because I've been watching, you look at it, and literally you do that, you think that's the top of this.
Yeah.
That's where it is. I looked at my watch, I was 20 meters down.
Right.
I'm thinking, oh, that's quite discerning. But it opens the world out where you come down, because normally when people see the sea, they just see that.
Yeah.
There's the sea. But when you look down, it's the same again, and it's a vast amount.
No thanks.
But as for his question, they'll never release it.
No. Well, there you go, Rory. Sorry, Darren. Don't forget.
Sorry, mate.
You never know. Don't hold us to it. All right.
Who am I?
We don't know. You know what Trump's like.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So.
My question.
Your question for the next guest.
The girls have asked me to ask, what is the most popular Disney film in the next person's household? Is it either Moana, which is Edie's favourite, or Frozen?
Okay. So they got to choose between the two.
Between the two.
All right. You can't have your own. You can't have your own. Is either Moana or Frozen?
Yeah. We're with Moana in our household.
I'm Team Moana. I always cry. You know when the sea opens and then she starts singing. I'm like, yeah. I'm a crier. I ain't gonna lie. All right, yeah. I love the way these questions are turning. Right, when we first had the guests in, they're like, "Are you a good person? How do you handle your mental health? Now we're talking about
UFOs.
releasing UFO files and what's your favourite Disney film?
Hey,
But at least it lightens them though.
exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No.
Happy what we've covered?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So we've got obviously the charities in there,
Mhm.
and I think you've covered quite well with the effects it's having on the family and how you're dealing with it as a family.
Yeah.
Also, as again, as a father, as a man,
Mhm.
having to be the head of the
Yeah, of
house,
course,
and
yeah.
it's a lot of pressure. Dealing with that every day can be
Yeah.
quite stressful.
Definitely.
And I wish you all the best. What was the time you were aiming for?
Well, there's actually going to be a sweepstake I'm going to put on my social media.
Okay.
£5 an entry. Guess my finish time. Winner takes all.
Wow.
To the minute. So I might.
You're doing it to the minute.
To the minute, because obviously you get to the seconds and that, so someone can have like say 4 hours 15. So that for the whole 4 hours 15, that's theirs.
Okay.
Someone can do 4 hours 16. So
okay.
I'm gonna do that. But my estimated finish time before I started training was 4.5 hours.
Right. Oh, okay.
If
if you've been
following,
if you've been following this interview, I'm pretty sure you've dropped in your time. So, hey, a lot of things can happen on the day. But
exactly.
okay, yeah, I'll have to get on there, mate. I'll get that shared. Well, I wish you all the best, mate.
Cheers,
and
mate.
I think you're gonna smash it. And like you said, when you get to that 20 miles, I think it's gonna kick in while you're doing it.
Definitely.
I've been Shane. This is Have Men Talk. This has been Darren in the studio, and like and subscribe as always. No one's liking or subscribing. I will fight you. I'll get Darren to fight you.
No problem. We're all in.
We're all in. Thank you very much.